there, and welcome to Yarnspirations.com. I'm Mary Beth Temple for Hooked for Life. Please make sure to subscribe to this channel for fresh content in knitting, crochet, and other yarny crafts every single week. In this video, we're going to take a look at the Somewhere Over the Rainbow crochet snuggle sack. Now, this is an adorable snuggle sack, and we have it in two sizes. And it has a lot of different sections in it, and it's a longer than usual pattern here on Yarnspirations.com. It's a solid 7 pages. However, don't let that put you off. It's worked in sections. Each section is very easy to master, and then you just put it all together at the end for this fabulous Wizard of Oz inspired item. So to make this blanket, you're going to need Bernat Baby Blanket, or Bernat Blanket Brights, or Bernat blanket in a variety of colors. We used white, busy blue, carrot orange, school bus yellow, go-go green, race car red, and coal. You're going to need 2 crochet hooks, size K, 10.5, 6.5 millimeter, and size L, 11/8 millimeter, or sizes needed to obtain gauge. You're going to need some stitch markers, and that's really all there is to it. So we're going to begin at the beginning. Take a look at the Gingham Pattern, which is where you actually do the foundation chain for your sack at the very bottom, and learn our first stitch pattern. So let's get going. All right, the first thing we're going to take a look at is the very beginning of the snuggle sack, and it starts at the bottom with the Gingham Pattern. Here we have the Gingham Pattern in text and also in the chart. So we're going to alternate 2 colors. Now the first thing I want to point out is that even though we are working in rounds, we are also doing a join and turn. So even though we are working in rounds, it is not an instance where the right side of the work is facing you at all times. So I have made a shorter chain, of course, because you know I like to make my little mini samples on camera. But the first thing we're going to do is chain the number specified in the pattern, and then you're going to make sure it's not twisted. Make sure it's laying flat, and then join it into a ring. Now I like to work in the back bump of the chain, which again, I feel certain that you've seen me do this before, but I think it provides a neater edge. It's also a somewhat more elastic edge, and will serve you well later when you have to sew it up and sew on the little feet. So I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Double crochet in each of next 2 chain. So there's 1, and here's 2. Now if you are having issues working into the chain on the blanket, as you may notice, I'm getting a little fiddly myself. One thing that you can do that I unfortunately did not was you can make your chain with a larger hook. It gives you a bigger hook to work into. Now I'm going to change colors. So when we do color changing in crochet, we always do the last yarn over of the last stitch in the old color with the new color. So I'm going to do my last yarn over here in the blue because that's my next color. And what that does is it makes the top of the stitch match the bottom of the stitch. So now I'm stitching over the white color, the color not in use, to make sure that it's available to me when I need it. So there's my first one in the bee color. And you see I have my tail over here. I'm just going to weave that in later. It's not a big deal. Here is my second one. Again, crocheting over the A color. So that's my second one in the B color. Now I'm going to do my third one in the B color. And the last yarn over of the last stitch of the old color is the new color. So I'm going to drop the blue, and I'm going to pick up the white, and it's right there waiting for me. Okay, so there's my 3 white and then my 3 blue. Now I'm going to do 3 white, and I'm going to crochet over the blue. Whoops, over the blue. 1, 2, 3. Last yarn over in the old color, I will make with the new color. So in this instance, because the chain is the A color, I can just see a teeny little bit of that blue tracking, but when I keep going and do my subsequent rows, it's not going to show at all because the color will be laying over itself, if that makes any sense. It will be a lot less obvious as we move forward. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this round, and I'm going to join the round with a slip stitch to the top of the beginning chain. I'm coming up to the end of this first round and want to show you how that looks. So my last 3 stitches that I have chains for in the B color, and again you can note that since I worked in the back or the bump, I have that nice V going on down here, makes it nice and stretchy. So I'm coming up to the end of the round. Remember, I'm going to join and turn, but since I'm turning, I want the A color on top of the B and the B on top of the A, etc. So my last yarn over of the last stitch is going to be in the A color, which we've been doing all the way along, and then we're going to join in the top of the beginning chain. Then we're going to turn the work, and now we're working in A, slip stitch in next double crochet, which is this guy over here. There's my slip stitch. Now I want to get this blue up here so I can work over it. So I think what I'm going to do, let me take that slip stitch out. I'm going to move the blue up and then put the slip stitch in, I think is what I would like to do. So let me get that blue up here. Now I'm going to slip stitch in that first stitch. Then it says chain 3, 1, 2, 3, double crochet in each of the next 2, again working over the blue, and it's a heck of a lot easier to do when you're not working in that foundation chain, right? So remember, I'm working on over the blue because I'm going to need it. Getting to the last yarn over of the last stitch in the old color, I'm going to bring that up and make that yarn over with the new color. Boom. And then I'm going to put 3 blue on top of the 3 white, and I'm going to work over the white to bring it to where I need it. And this is what I was saying, how it shows much less as you're moving forward, because I'm working over the white yarn on top of the white stitches, so you really don't get that little peek through that you sometimes get. Now, your yarn may twist up a little bit. That's okay. Just every once in a while, you're going to stop and untwist it. But here, that's all there is to the gingham section. You're going to keep working in this stitch pattern. Remember to turn at the end of each round, and your blue goes on top of the white and your white goes on top of the blue, and you're going to keep working in this until it is 15 inches around, ending with a wrong side row. And a wrong side row, this is a wrong side row because the first row was the right side. First round was the right side. So you're ending on a wrong side round. All right, and then the next section is the yellow brick road section. I'm going to show you that real quick too. So that's really all there is to that. You're going to keep working. The white will be on top of the blue and the blue will be on top of the white, and vice versa. Remember to join and turn at the end of each round, and you're going to keep working until the piece measures 15 inches tall from the very beginning. At that point, you're going to break off the A color and the B color, and we're going to join the C color and get ready for the yellow brick road section. So let's take a look and see what that looks like. Let's not forget, when you have finished your final wrong side round on the gingham pattern, don't forget to turn your work, because it's time to get started with the next section. So with right side facing, which it is, and larger hook, join C with slip stitch to first double crochet. Now reading ahead, I've read ahead in the pattern, and I see that I'm going to work this round, which is the first round of the yellow brick road section, in the back loops only. So I'm going to go ahead and join my yarn with a slip stitch. I'm going to keep that in the back loop only, just for consistency's sake. It's not a big deal, but you know me, I like the little details. So I'm going to chain 1, working in back loops only, single crochet in first single crochet, so that's the same stitch as the round join, chain 1, skip next double crochet, single crochet in each of next 5. Remember, we're working in the back loops only, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, chain 1, skip next, chain 1, skip next, single crochet in each of the next 5. So we're going to do that all the way around. Remember, of course, your sample is much bigger than mine, but we're going to end, there's only going to be 4 single crochets at the end of the last repeat, because if you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so if you join that up with the 1 that you had at the beginning of the round, that gives you your 5. So you're going to join the round with a slip stitch in the first single crochet, and then you're going to do that with the D color, which is the school bus yellow. So you're going to join the D with slip stitch in the first single crochet, and then we're going to turn the work and start on the brick pattern, and the brick pattern is also shown in the chart. Okay, coming up to the end of that first round, my last yarn over of the last stitch of the old color is in the new color. So I'm changing to my D color, and then it says join round with slip stitch. It says join D, so that's yellow, with slip stitch into first single crochet. And where's my first single crochet of the round? Is way over here. And turn. So now I'm ready for the second round, pardon me. With D, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, working in front loops only, double crochet in each single crochet and chain 1 space round, join C with slip stitch to top of chain 3. So I'm working in front loops this time. So in the stitches, front loop only, so there you can see there's my loops that are hanging out, and then in the chain 1 space, so that's right there. So I'm going to go ahead and complete that round, and then we're going to take a look at the third round. Okay, I'm coming up to the end of the second round. I'm going to have to change colors. I'm going to go back to the C, which the yarn is hanging out there waiting for me. So I'm going to make my last yarn over of the last stitch of the old color in the new color, because that's what we've been doing. And then I'm going to join with a slip stitch and turn. I do, however, want to make sure that that other yarn is waiting on the wrong side of the work. I don't want that floating up the right side. So I'm joining and I'm turning. All right, now I'm on the third round and I'm working in C. I'm going to chain 1, working in back loops only. I'm going to single crochet in that double crochet, and now it says work in front of previous rows, treble in next skipped double crochet 2 rows below. So the skipped double 2 rows below is way down here. It's this guy, and it's really easy to see. You can see the hole, but it's also telling me I'm going to work in front of the existing work. I don't want to enclose any of those stitches. So I'm going to, what I like to do is sort of push those top rows to the back and then go through that stitch and finish my treble. 1, 2, 3. There's my trebles. Now it says skip next double crochet, but what they mean is the one behind the treble you just made. So you're going to skip that guy. Then you're going to single crochet in each of next 2. 1, 2, chain 1, skip 1, chain 1, skip 1, single crochet. Remember, we're working in back loops in each of next 2. 1, 2, and that should bring us to right on top of that space. treble in that space way below. And again, I'm sticking my finger way in there because I want to make sure that that treble sits in front of the work. All right, so it's in front of the work. You can see I can actually stick my fingers in there. There's nothing covering the back. That's really all there is to the yellow brick road section. I just wanted to make sure that you could see where those trebles go. They add a terrific amount of texture. Now, I said at the beginning in the intro, don't get afraid about how long this pattern is. There's a lot going on, but those are the two sort of vaguely tricky things. You got your gingham section, you got your yellow brick road section, you have the Emerald City section, which only has some post stitches in it. Now I feel confident you can handle all that. After that, you're going to make the poppies, you're going to make the top of the gate, you're going to make the rainbow, you're going to make the feet, you're going to do all those things. And after that, again, that's all very simple stitching. Just pay attention to back loop only, front loop only when it comes up. And then after that, it is a matter of assembly. So to assemble, you're going to sew, it says fold the sack flat, so that's down here where the gingham is. You're going to stitch that together, and then it's a matter of putting the legs on, and then you're going to sew your poppies on. It's a matter of just sewing all the little goodies on into place so it looks like it does in the photo. So I hope you enjoyed hanging out with us here for the Somewhere Over the Rainbow Crochet Snuggle Sack. I'm Mary Beth Temple for Hooked for Life. Please remember to subscribe to the channel because we have fresh new content on all kinds of yarny things, including knitting and crocheting, every single week. Thanks for joining us. Bye-bye.